Welcome everyone. I'll be providing a quick market update about XRP, but before we get started, I want to actually share something more personal. You might be aware that my YouTube channel was suspended last week, so basically I had no means of making new videos and publishing to my channel. Well, first I want to send a message to every single one of you that texted me. I know a lot of you found me on Instagram and I was able to answer a lot of messages there. So I'm very thankful for all of the kind messages that I received. So if you have been supporting this channel, I do appreciate you. And honestly, this has been a very difficult week. I want to actually explain to you why this is particularly concerning to me. Because honestly, this is not the first time it happens to me. And I have to still recover psychologically because I lost my X account. And I do want to talk briefly about that and why that's tied to what happened last week. I use it to run the most influential XRP accounts on X. However, this is not a hobby. This is my business. This is how I make a living. I put more time and efforts on my X accounts than a pilot, an engineer, a lawyer, or a doctor. The whole point is that I dedicated thousands of hours. Hence why I use it to run the most influential account. I had nearly 200,000 followers. And trust me, this type of results doesn't happen overnight. So just like highly specialized lawyers, pilots, engineers, all of these professions requires a lot of time and effort. It was no different from me to build an account from scratch and to be basically outperforming every single other account on a weekly basis. For about 7 years of my life, I was dedicating at least 7 to 8 hours a day on my X account. No time off, no days off. I was showing up every single day. To the point this was an obsession. This is how I scaled my business and I built financial freedom. One day, I went to sleep, I woke up, and my account has simply vanished. This already happened to my Facebook account back in 2019. You can guess which reasons took my Facebook down. Although I had an influential Facebook account, I was not making money out of my Facebook, so although it was frustrating, that was not an attack on my sources of income. One day I go to sleep, my X account vanishes overnight. There are still hundreds of fake accounts still trying to scam my followers that are active on X. So this is the type of environment we are living. If you are not aware, I did everything that was at my capabilities to actually restore my X account. I started by taking a horse to X headquarters in Ireland. That was extremely difficult to orchestrate and it didn't work. You can search on YouTube, Edu Farina takes a horse to X headquarters. You might find my video. I did a live stream to my YouTube channel. I even tried by legal means. I spent nearly 6 figures fighting this battle, only to realize you can't fight these companies, not financially. Those companies simply have unlimited resources. They were not even giving me a human review. They were basically answering my lawyers with artificial intelligence. The monetary losses I suffered because of that is something I can't even measure. And if I take any area of my life, the one that I put more efforts was on my Twitter account. By far, the amount of hours that I spent to build that level of influence, it's unmatchable. It's not humanly conceivable. Then I started to get people threatening my life on DMs because they got scammed by random accounts and they were thinking it was me, yet the real me was banned. Well, there are so many levels why that's wrong. To this day, I still wake up in the middle of the night very often, at least once a week that happens. I get my heart pumping fast. I'm getting nightmares about this X suspension. It was indeed a very traumatic experience. And this is not me playing the victim, by the way. I can just move on with my life and find other ways to make money. I'm not a loser, actually, I am a winner. And this is how I started my YouTube journey. I never took YouTube seriously, and by the way, I have always been very good at writing. And although I speak 6 different languages, English is not my mother language. So here I am building a successful YouTube channel, which by the way I had to adapt. That was not what I was good initially, But being kicked out of Twitter, I was left with no choice but to make videos. And of course, I was doing some videos back there when I was running my Twitter account. But making videos in the YouTube format was something completely new. Versan helped me a lot on how to become a successful YouTuber. I have to give credits to him. Well, I had to pause the video and restart it because my memory was full. I'm just going to change place here so it's going to be easier for me to record. I also want to be more in the sun. So just give me a second while I move around. And yes, I'm going to get some crypto. Honestly, I'm going to make a separated video to actually make a more detailed XRP market update. Okay, so I'm just gonna turn the camera around so I can actually be on the sun and I can actually sit down. And Versan has played a pivotal role when it comes down to running a successful YouTube channel. He gave me the reins, he gave me the right directions. I started with the right foot, and here I am today. So I have been extremely consistent with YouTube. I have been running this successful YouTube channel for years. And last week, basically, I just woke up and the YouTube channel was gone. So you can imagine how I felt. I was suddenly experiencing all of that negative emotions from losing my X accounts all over again last week. I was actually very sad. So I got multiple appeals denied. In other words, their customer service was actually telling me that there's nothing I can do and the channel was simply removed forever. So after countless appeals trying to get a human review for my case, YouTube has decided to actually restore my accounts. So apparently their AI systems have suspended my channel, that's what they told me. And once I got a human review, my channel was restored. It's just scary that overnight they can unplug your channel. No warnings, no strikes, nothing at all. And honestly, this is not the first time. This has happened multiple times in the last years. You all know I did sensitive investigations about dormant BTC wallets, which I will not be mentioning more details. I don't want to lose my channel. And they confirmed I did not violate any of YouTube guidelines. They can simply delete thousands of hours of hard work without any explanation. It's very frustrating, and just looking back in time, back when I was suspended from Twitter, I want to tell you a quick story. So basically, on that exact same week, I also got a strike from YouTube, and basically, I appealed multiple times. And only after I got a human review, they say that it was a mistake. So in that same week, I got banned from Twitter. I got also a strike on YouTube channel that was later on removed, and the worst part, back there I also lost my TikTok account. I was actually being blackmailed by someone that claimed they could take down my TikTok account if I would not pay them a certain amount of money. Back there someone also threatened me. They said if I don't pay them $15,000 they would actually permanently ban my TikTok account. Of course, I didn't take it seriously. I was thinking it's just some sort of scam. I'm used to this type of things. And here's the craziest part. Just 24 hours later, after this email, my TikTok account was actually suspended. So back there, I lost my X account. I recovered my TikTok account after like 2 months of being suspended for no reason. Eventually, I got the account back without actually giving the money, but it took me like 2 months appealing to the TikTok support, which was very bad, by the way. It's almost impossible to talk to a human being. Nowadays, you can only talk to machines. It's horrible. I hate AI, by the way. About 3 weeks ago, I got a notification on my Gmail account that I was victim of a government attack. So basically, government agents were trying to get control of my accounts. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm going to actually put a screenshot. You can actually see the screenshot on the screen. So this is a very concerning pattern. I wanted to make this public. I know this video was supposed to be about crypto. I should be worried about making videos about crypto. Instead, here I am talking about censorship. And before I end this video, I want to share some quick thoughts about crypto and XRP. So just like I promised you about crypto and XRP, this will be a very quick update. Honestly, I'm going to make a whole separated video. I'm also going to be on the turning point today. But here's the deal. I still think there is a higher probability we're going to see XRP below $1 before we see XRP finally taking off. I still believe BTC is going to be trading at like $50,000 before the end of the year. And this is not a financial advice, but I truly believe the best strategy is just to DCA. Nothing has changed. My opinion remains the same. I am extremely bullish on XRP on the long term, but I think the short term is going to be painful. Prepare accordingly. set up your buy orders if you want to increase your bugs, and don't be shaken out. Remember, this is a highly manipulated market. Don't allow emotions to dictate your decisions. If you made this to the end, well, thank you. I really appreciate every single one of you. I am happy to have my YouTube account back, but honestly, this whole censorship stuff really concerns me. I think everyone that values freedom should be concerned about this type of things. Anyways, thank you everyone. I'm gonna see you in the next video.